19th century techniques that really range from 1851 to 1880. Those historical techniques that were used in that period of time, I make by hand by mixing chemicals and putting them on either a metal plate or a glass plate. And I also make the photographs by hand using historic 19th century, they're called POP, or printing out processes, that require the light-sensitive material to be in direct contact with the negative. The light changes. There's no way to meter with a light meter to your exposure with a blue-sensitive plate because the meter is reading green and red. So you have to do it by experience, by feel. To me, it's physical. The physicality of the image is really a representation of the actual energy transfer. And these processes are so physical that the resulting image is, you can sense it, you can feel it. So the history and how they're made is really is what continues to fascinate me. They're blue sensitive, so they also see a different form of light. While they don't see red or green, they also perceive UV light, which we don't see. There's no dot, there's no pixel. It's literally a transfer of energy. And so that interaction and sense of wonder, that feeling that darkroom work provides, like shooting film, you kind of not sure what you're gonna get until you make it, is a profound exercise that it really teaches you something about yourself.
I'm primarily a documentary street photographer, and it's pretty much happenstance. You know, what I come across, I take a picture of. Something that captures my eye, captures my imagination, I take a picture of. That's my documentary photography. The other stream I follow is, I kind of call it my more fine art photography, the black and white stuff. And I think I've been influenced by Freudian dream imagery. So those images come from somewhere within myself. And I'll construct a scenario and take a picture of it. But it all happens very quickly, and it's a collaboration because there are always people in it. A lot of times it's naked women. I seem to have this psychological, deep Freudian thing about naked women and scenarios. But it's really speaking to something bigger than eroticism or that kind of thing. It's really, to me, very substantial about what the real world is really about. And to me, the real world isn't the one that we necessarily look at, but it's the one that we live in within ourselves. It's more of a spiritual kind of approach to photography. It's always a collaboration. And sometimes it's a collaboration with the models that are in my photography or the buildings or whatnot. But it's also, I think, a collaboration with the universe. The universe brings things to me and I take a picture of it. It's kind of magical, and I really feel that way. The HDR photography I started doing when I switched from primarily doing black and white imaging to color. I was never satisfied with color. It just looked flat to me. It didn't look like it looked to my eye when I looked out at the scene. So I played around and I came up with this HDR approach. It's multiple images. Some are overexposed, some are underexposed, some are on the button. And they're blended together in a special software program. And it comes out looking the way it looks to my eye. Nowadays I do a lot of pictures of buildings, but it's not that much different from when I did pictures of scenarios with people. Those are capturing images that float in front of my lens. You know, I just capture things I see through the lens. And again, that's different than my psychological, I call them psychodramas. These buildings, how they have a spirit and how they really are alive to me, and they have so much history and so many stories. And they are vibrant, they're alive, and they're bright and they're beautiful. And I portray them that way.
When I go out, a working mantra for me in years past was expect to be surprised. I'm not really looking for anything in particular. Rather, I'm just exploring my sense of wonder about the world. And I would like to credit Rachel Carson for that concept, the great naturalist who actually made a book called The Sense of Wonder. She wrote that for her grandson. In any event, I go out and try to explore my sense of curiosity about the world. I really make photographs as metaphors, so they're not describing necessarily a particular experience so much as they are an idea. For me, photography is not the technology that's involved, but photography is an idea. It's just got to be a gut feeling. I don't know that there's any one real prescription for that. I don't put, I've made so many photographs over the years that I don't put anything out into public view that I'm not sure about, that I don't like. I mean, why do that when there's plenty to choose from?